Our top story today from thegatewaypundit.com, RFK Jr. exposes former CDC vaccine chief Dr. Demetre Daskalakis, blocked him for 7 months from accessing vaccine data, and withheld funds from Texas measles responses. We're talking about this breaking development from Jim Hoft and so much more here on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. We cover the top stories of the last 24 hours. Our top story today, Jim Hoft reports that RFK Jr. exposes former CDC vaccine chief Dr. Demetre Daskalakis and blocked him for 7 months from accessing data safety information. Check this out. Well, things are going insane as the corruption at the CDC just got blown wide open. During a bombshell appearance on Fox and Friends, Sunday Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. revealed that former CDC vaccine chief Demetre Daskalakis actively stonewalled life-saving funds meant for the Texas during a dangerous measles outbreak and then blocked RFK Jr. himself from accessing critical vaccine safety data for 7 straight months. The Gateway Pundit previously reported Daskalakis bolted from his role as a director of CDC's National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases just hours after CDC Director Susan Monterez was unceremoniously ousted. His exit came the very same day that RFK Jr. announced sweeping reforms to dismantle the failed vaccine mandates that crushed our economy and stripped away Americans' freedoms. Rachel Campos Duffy, we have more to share with you. Check this out. It's absolutely amazing. Here's the reality of what's happening. He kicked him out, and he appeared on Fox. Watch.
Yeah, I mean, that individual actually came to my attention because early on during the measles outbreak, I promised Governor Abbott to send some money down, badly needed money, and help down to Texas. And this individual blocked that money for a month. And I couldn't figure out what's happening. I gave the order. I'm running this agency. How come nothing's happening? And then we tried to get the vaccine safety data link, which is the data that supposedly the CDC tries to use to make good decisions on whether vaccines are hurting people and not whether there are side effects. For 7 months, he stonewalled us so that we could not get that data. He's also the individual that runs the VAERS system, which is the surveillance system for injuries, that captures, according to CDC's own study, fewer than 1% of vaccine injuries. This is malpractice. These people are the people who ordered our children to walk around in masks. They're the people who closed our schools. They're the people who imposed social distancing with no science, shut down our businesses, and they need to go. We need new blood in. We need new people who are committed to public health and integrity and gold standard science. And the Trump administration is going to make sure that happens.
Yeah, it's about time that we kick people like this out of office. There's no reason they should be holding those offices, especially when they're abusing them. You know, sometimes you buy a watch just to tell the time. I've got one on right now. But this watch that we're talking about today, this one tells a story. This Trump wristwatch is a black steel band, bold, solid red face. It's sharp, it's strong, and it stands out. But more than that, every time you check the time, it's a little reminder that the truth still matters. In a world where everyone's trying to spin you, this watch is like carrying a compass that points you back to what's real. And hey, let's be honest, it looks good too. It honestly goes with everything. You could dress it up or keep it casual. For some, it's a daily piece that you'll wear proudly. For others, perhaps it's something that you'll hold on to as a collector's item, a reminder of this moment in time. And what a time to be alive too, right? Well, either way, it's not just a watch, it's a statement of what you believe in. It's the kind of thing that you'll be glad you've got when someone asks, where were you when all this was happening? You can just point to your wrist and say, right here, keeping track. So yeah, sure, it tells the time, but it also tells a story, one that represents the truth. And these days, that feels even more valuable. You can get yours today, especially at themagaoffers.com/punditwatch. That's THEMAGAOFFERS.com/PUNDITWATCH. Or click the link in the description below this video, and you'll get a nice discount just for being a loyal listener of this show. Thank you so much. Check out the link on the screen and in the description. Now, that being said, in some other news that I find to be very interesting, it turns out, watch, my trades are shit. Been drinking a lot more. Husband's still in love with a homeless hammer guy. Trump sets internet ablaze with a hilarious Nancy Pelosi AI video, which we have here. Watch.
I left Congress, my trades are shit. I can't get any insider information anymore, and these fuckers won't tell me anything anymore. So I've been drinking a lot more. My husband's still in love with a homeless hammer guy, visiting him in jail and shit. So it hasn't been easy. Okay.
Honestly, you got to laugh at that. Now, some critics were saying, this is unprofessional for our president. Others people were saying, well, at least this president isn't dead, which is like our last one was dead. It's like, we can't really talk about professionality anymore. We're sort of in a Gen Z era. They kind of do it to troll you, trying to troll the older people at the expense of their expense to attract the younger people. Now, additionally, in other news, busted again, Letitia James' fraudulent $200,000 credit line mortgage in 2021 could land her in prison for 15 to 30 years. Check this out. Letitia James' new mortgage records indicate that she committed mortgage fraud on a $200,000 credit line mortgage with Citizens Bank in 2021. Like other mortgages, it requires a signed note, a mortgage document, and recording with the county clerk. The mortgage document shows that James misrepresented her 5-unit apartment building as a single-family dwelling. This claim allowed James to avoid significantly higher commercial loan closing costs and a higher interest rate. In New York, the number of units improperly determines whether a loan qualifies as a residential mortgage. And apparently she lied. Now, what's funny about the accountability here is that this woman lied straight through her teeth. She went after Trump and that he was a fraudster, that he was an assaulter. And it turns out that the only assault and fraud that was happening in this world was having to look at someone who looks like this. No, I'm kidding. She's fine. It's just, trying to go around and implicate people. It's just absolutely insane. Michael Brown's friend, Dorian Johnson, the man behind the hands up, don't shoot lie, is shot dead in Ferguson, Missouri. 11 police officers were killed following hands up hoax. Dorian Johnson, the friend of Mike Brown, who started the false rumors that Brown was killed with his hands up surrendering to police, was killed Sunday in Ferguson, Missouri. Johnson was with Michael Brown the day that he was shot dead in Ferguson. Dorian Johnson was also with Brown earlier when the Browns strong-armed a convenience store owner and walked out with items that he stole from the store. Johnson started that lie that Brown was an innocent man gunned down by police while surrendering with his hands up, to which people said, why would you believe people who look like that? And by look like that, I mean thuggish Democrats. Am I right? Am I right, folks? These thuggish Democrats. The sooner we can get honest about these conversations, the sooner we'll actually have some solutions. If you guys like being robbed and killed and stuff, that's between you and yourself. But, for me, I don't like it, and you're really making me angry because the fact that we can't even explain the patterns here, it shows that we've really lost our way as a culture, society of greatness. I wish we'd get back to how our founding fathers thought when they founded this country, which was to create a unified nation of a people defined by common roots. And now we're just a nation of ideas, and that's not working very well, is it now? Also, lastly, Representative Randy Fine plans to introduce a bill to hold judges accountable for releasing violent criminals to reoffend following horrific public stabbing murder of a woman on a light rail by a deranged career criminal. Jordan Conradson reports, Representative Randy Fine announced on Sunday that he was going to introduce legislation to hold soft-on-crime judges accountable if they release a violent criminal back to the street and the criminal commits more crimes. The proposed legislation would hold judges accountable when violent repeat offenders they release commit new crimes. Now, the thing about Randy Fine is an interesting politician. And a lot of times what these politicians do is I call them like meme politicians because they are nefariously evil behind the scenes. He's like, getting us wrapped up in foreign wars. But then he'll go to what people like me would care about is protecting an innocent young girl on a bus. And then he'll be the first person to introduce a bill for that so that he can try to avoid criticism from his other extremism. And so, Congress has them do it. They tell them to do it. Here's what you should do to try to appease people who don't like you. Because you're like, well, I did good here. Nobody else would do it. I'm the good guy. When really you're trying to get us wrapped up in endless wars. I'm Elijah Schaffer. Don't forget to join our mug club at thegatewaypundit.com/join. For just a couple dollars a month, you can get this mug. Plus, you can get anything you want for free if you just rub the mug 3 times. Get extra wishes. I wish that were true. Oh, what do you know? It is true. You get a free mug. I wished for a mug, and I got one. Have a great rest of the week, as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.